Hi. I thought I'd give a tour of our homestead today because we haven't done a full tour. We've done garden tours and flower tours, but that's it. So I'm going to take a look at what we have going on out here. So we moved out here last year in March of 2020, but we bought our land about 5 years ago, and it was completely undeveloped. All this part up here in the front and where the house is was beans, but now we got our house here. We got our solar panels. We are grid tied, but we do have a backup battery with a sub panel for all the things that we don't want to lose. Like if the grid goes down, we'd have, you know, the freezer and the well pump and things like that. So we're gonna walk back here. We are on 10 acres in East Central Indiana, Zone 6A. We raise chickens and ducks and vegetables. So there is my new garden I've been working on. It's looking pretty good. I'm moving it. If you haven't seen that already, I'm moving it from down in the back to up here. Sorry about the sun. It's starting to go down, but not a great time. Hello, chickens. This is the chicken palace, and it is 12 foot by 32 foot. It's got coops in there, nesting boxes and roost and things. And then beside them is where the ducks hang out. They can't be together because the ducks ruin the water. So down here where the ducks are, I'll walk in the shade a little bit. This whole grove of trees down through the middle of our property that runs basically, I don't know, north and south all the way down, is pecans. And they're actually getting ready to start opening. So we'll be getting pecans from the pecan grove. These trees were here when we bought the land. They're about 25 or 30 years old, so real happy to have them. There's the flower garden. So this was all overgrown with brush until last winter. My husband and I cleared this out, and we put in my big flower garden, which I love. It's brought me a lot of joy this summer. It's starting to die out now. We had a big storm and it knocked down a lot of my flowers. So I'm going to be collecting seeds soon and saving those for next year. We have wild elderberry on lots of places on the property. I'm going to go down this way. So the sun's not in the camera. So over here, I transplanted some elderberry that we found in the woods and things like that. They're doing well. And then if you look back this way, you can see our orchard. This first row of the most mature trees we planted the first fall we bought the land, so about 5 years ago. This was our first year to get fruit. We were real happy about that. And then these other rows were planted 2 years ago. All these trees I got on clearance from Kmart and Walmart and things like that. I don't think I've ever paid more than like $7 for a tree. We're going to be adding more, but this is what we got right now. Then we have some blueberry bushes, which I plan to expand in this bed. There's some strawberries there now, but I'm going to be moving them. Then we have our grapevines, which have been here 3 years. We got grapes on them for the first time this year. So, all right. We are gonna take a little walk. What are you guys doing out? Did you fly over the fence? So back this way we have a shed that our neighbors so sweetly gave us. They have cows next door and they garden, and they're just real sweet. So on the shed we have a water catch system. We got a 280-gallon IBC tote. Don't mind my mess. I didn't clean up for this video. And then behind it I have an outdoor sink and then drying station and potting station, where I bring like my onions and potatoes and things like that. The back side of the chickens, we are currently putting together what will be a high tunnel. A friend of ours gave us this frame. It got messed up in a storm, and it was actually like a carport thing, but they gave it to us, so we're working with it, and eventually it will be my high tunnel greenhouse. I'll grow there through the fall and early winter and start stuff in early spring, and I'm very excited to have that. Go back down this way. Our huge sycamore tree. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I love this tree. It's probably been here like forever. It's gorgeous. There's a lot of elderberry in there too. Then I have my compost bins, which are going to need flipped and turned pretty soon. Then I have my old garden that I did garden tours of this summer. Summer stuff's about done. There's still peppers in there and some zucchini and squash. But some of my fall stuff is starting to come up. So got broccoli and kale and lettuce and turnips and spinach, all kinds of good stuff. And I just got my garlic ordered, so hopefully I'll get that soon. But this garden, this will be the last summer for it, and I'll have my new garden established. So this area over here is what we called camp, because when we first bought the place, we had a camper down here, and we'd come down on the weekends and we'd work on, you know, the woods and cutting down trees and things like that. There's our outhouse. I guess you gotta have an outhouse when you're camping. We didn't want to have to empty the tank, so we just went ahead and built an outhouse while we're down here. Our camper is still here, and my in-laws come down and camp sometimes and enjoy that. Burn piles, stuff we need to clean up. This was the first structure besides the outhouse that we built, and it's built entirely out of pallets and OSB, and I got the metal for the roof for like 10 bucks. I'll show you the inside. Hopefully there's no critters in here to bug me. But we built this, and it's stored, that's my hand, it's where we stored our mowers and things, so I'll just show you in here. So the walls are pallets, and it's been pretty nice. So we would store stuff down here when we come to work, you know, on the weekends before we built the house. Yeah, I think we got maybe $500 in the whole thing, and it's, you know, kept our stuff, try and get this locked, it's kept our stuff dry for a long time. So then that's pretty much the first 4 acres of our property. So we're 2 acres wide, 5 acres deep. That's our range I like to shoot. So you can kind of get a perspective. The house is way up there. Then the other 6 acres is woods. So we'll walk in the woods for a sec. I'm not going to go all the way back. It is deer season. Hubby probably wouldn't want me going all the way back in there. But we'll walk to the first little creek. There's walnuts everywhere. They're all coming down. It is October 5th, so fall is coming. It's a beautiful day today though. It's not too chilly. The sun's getting ready to go down now. There goes something. Did you hear it? So when we first came and looked at this land, me and my youngest, we walked in the woods, which was really thick. And we only made it back to the first creek before we decided to come back out because it was pretty overgrown and lots of stinging nettle. And we said, let's buy it. And it was the best thing that we've done. I love being out here. It's a lot of work, but it's totally worth it. So here's our bridge. This goes over what we call the baby creek. And it's not real big, but water runs in it year round. So then there's a very big creek in the back. So I hope you enjoyed taking a little walk with me. Have a good one.